I swear, I literally had 20 minutes of technical technical interruption. So, anyways, Mercury's in retrograde. Let's do the best we can. Greetings. Today we are discussing the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. This chakra in Sanskrit is also known as VISHUDDA. VISHUDDA also means purity. So as we enter into the lower mental field, where our words travel into space through sound with frequencies and energies and so much attached to it, but yet essentially physically intangible. Our words at this point have so much power to speak over the lives of ourselves and the lives of other people. Also, a point I'd like to make about Vishuddha and how it means purity. Purity means to speak from the heart. So, this is why I love the chakra system, because it all makes sense once you really start to put the puzzles together. You have the heart, where we can experience grief. And as we travel up to the throat, how we essentially release that grief. We can speak it, we can cry, we can moan, we can yell, we can scream, we can speak to loved ones, we can express ourselves from the heart. And then in the next chakra, the next bridge, is the mind. And so if you know your heart is full of grief, maybe you lost someone, maybe you lost a job, maybe there's some type of loss, maybe there's some type of deep experience that is causing you to feel these feelings. And sometimes our words can't express in order to get over that grief or get through that grief. We then travel up to the mind, and whatever our mind tells us begins to be the true strength. I can't speak through this grief right now, but I know that I'm going to get through it. And so once we practice these bridges, that's when we start to master really how we express ourselves, how we show up authentically, organically, naturally. When we speak from the heart and we use our mind properly, we can speak anything into existence. Ways to express through this chakra are, like I mentioned before, crying, chanting, singing, mantras. We can speak to our loved ones, speak to ourselves. Ways I can do that is through mirror affirmations, looking at myself in the mirror and letting myself know the most powerful things that sometimes my heart has forgot. Sometimes my mind doesn't feel the strongest to believe. Affirmations are a really amazing way to be able to move past certain blockages or certain journeys that we go through that make it tough. And I'm not going to sit here and say and let me say, I'm not talking to people with the throat chakra specifically who have it all together, who have a strong mental field, who have a strong heart, who, and I use that loosely, having it all together, but you know what I mean. I'm not talking to people who are really good at speaking their truth and standing their boundaries and holding their expression and standing in a room in a full crowd and being able to, because a lot of us know that some of that takes practice, right? Practice, 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 practice. And that is necessary for everyone. But I am specifically speaking to people who have wounds with self-expression, people who have been silenced in childhood and adulthood, people who have shame, and those who are afraid to take up space in a room for whatever reason. There is a way, there is a practice and a modality and a road to healing the throat chakra. There's so many different ways. And so this video is not going to do it justice, but I truly wanted to speak, because I am one of those people who experienced a lot of silencing, someone who didn't have the room or the confidence to speak up for who I truly was or the things that I didn't stand for. And it took me a long time to truly, whew, took me a long time to truly look at myself and question why things in my life weren't going the way that I thought that they should, why people in my life were betraying me, or why I couldn't trust people, or why certain circumstances kept occurring in my life. And a lot of that, through my wounds, and I'll be transparent, is self-worth. The grief that I experienced, the wounds that I experienced in my heart caused me to believe certain things about myself. And so therefore, I didn't speak well over myself. I didn't speak well over my life. And I didn't realize that I was putting this powerful sound out into the vibration of space that was shackling me to these ideas about myself. And when I was brave enough and I took enough courage to sit alone and to practice these skills of affirmations and journaling and crying and screaming and taking the time to really truly release what the pain was and look at it, was I able to speak better. And I have spoken so many affirmations over my life at this point that I am starting to believe it, that I know it, that I have confidence. Oh my God. You don't even know how many technical difficulties I've experienced just filming this video. Mercury, calm down. So now we are going to move into doing the practice. The mantra for this chakra, the throat chakra, is HAM. H-A-M, HAM. Okay. So right now we're going to do the hand gestures. We're going to do the mudras along with the chanting. And we're going to do this chant one time, and you will repeat the other 6 sets for a total of 7 repetitions. So for a clean cycle to open and balance the throat chakra or any chakra, you're going to want to do these chants with mudras a total of 7 times. So like I said, this time we're going to do it once together. Bring your thumbs together, touching lightly. Then you're going to round your hand and you're going to bring your right fingers intertwined with your left fingers. You're going to weave it up like that. But you'll want to bring your middle finger in towards your palm, like that, if you can see. Okay? And just kind of let the other fingers rest. So you want to make a circle. Should look like that. Okay? I like to put it here in my throat, essentially opening that sound portal through my throat. Now that sounds weird, but that's just how I do it. So like I said, you can do it any way that feels comfortable to you. And so when you close your eyes and we get started, I want you to visualize anything blue that comes up in your mind's eye when your eyes are closed. The first thing that pops up blue, it could be a blue Smurf. It doesn't matter. And you want to breathe in through your nose and exhale, hum. Okay, let's get started. So, just quickly before I have any other technical difficulties that caused me another 20 minutes to film this video, I just wanted to discuss a cheat sheet. I'll probably put it here, but it's called the Roby chart. And, if you're interested, take a look, but it kind of breaks down each chakra to your physiological body parts. So, the area that is associated with the throat chakra is the teeth, the jaw, the neck, right? The throat. If I left anything out, it's because there's not enough time in probably the 2 minutes that I get on these videos. One day I will sit down and I will actually make time to do some YouTube videos so that I can be able to talk in as much length as it is necessary to speak about these chakras, because I do believe that this is the path to healing, and this is the path to our own mastery of self and enlightenment of self. So I just wanted to leave you all with this quote that I read in healingjourneysenergy.com. So I wanted to share it with you. So, having the courage to speak your truth, it provides us the power and dignity necessary to govern our lives. When we walk in truth, we walk in power. But when we carry pain in our hearts and toxic thinking, it can sometimes distort how we show up in the world. So I wanted to leave that with you all. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I know it's been a while, but I'm so grateful to be able to come back to the platform and share my wisdom, share what I'm learning, and I hope that it has at least been able to be of help to you all. So I will see you all in the next video on the third eye. Peace and love.